what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. Thank you guys for returning. Those of you that are new to the channel, thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe before you leave the channel. I appreciate it and would love to have you back. Tonight's gonna be a little bit of a different video. I don't have anything going on in the news or any kind of like crazy thing. For those of you that are asking, I did get reinstated today. I listed like 500 items. Unsolds and drafts and whatnot. So we're back up and running. eBay's back to normal. We've done a little over, I think we're at like 120 today. So I figure tomorrow being Sunday and giving it a day to recoup, we'll probably get back to $200 or $300. So look for that tomorrow. But tonight's video is kind of just a little bit of, not a rant, but just a little bit of motivation for you guys. I did a little live video on Instagram and it was about pricing on eBay. We've talked a lot about overpricing and that your prices suck, and I did that video and whatnot. I'll link that down below. But I think the bigger problem is expectation of pricing, expectation of profits, as opposed to realism and realistic profit numbers. So what am I talking about? I had somebody who priced an item at $69.99, 70 bucks, and had shipping, mind you. And I asked them where they came up with the price. Now, before I asked the question, I kind of already knew what the item was worth. I'd already looked it up, I kind of did some research, and I've been looking at hundreds of stores lately, so this is all I've been doing lately. And they said that they went with, you know, something in the middle of the solds. So I was like, okay, that's fair. Because that's what a lot of us do. We go in the middle of the solds, we take a look at actives maybe, and we do best offer, and that's where we go with it. So when I looked at the solds, most of the items were 35, 39, 34, 31, 29, you know, a couple 20s, 25s, a couple 35s, a couple 40s. The item was a handbag. It was a little handbag, whatever. And it was a nice handbag. It was worth a little bit of money, but it wasn't worth 70 or 80 bucks. And the thought process behind it, you know, I'm not shaming anybody by this, I'm not calling them out, I'm just giving you guys an example, is that when the item was originally posted, which was probably 2 or 3 months ago, the person put the item up for 70 or 80 bucks or whatever it was they started it at. I think they had lowered it a little bit. And in their mind, they now had a realistic expectation. They paid $5 for the item, I forgot to tell you that. $5 was the cost. They had an expectation they were gonna sell this thing and make like 50 bucks in profit or 60 bucks or whatever it was after fees and shipping and whatnot. So in their head, when I told them that they needed to cut this price in half and that they were only gonna make $20 or $25, it's not because I wanted them to make $20 instead of 50. I want you guys to make as much money as possible, but you gotta be realistic. And so since they had it in their head they were gonna make 50, and now all of a sudden it's like a culture shock, like, wow, I'm only gonna make 20. You've kind of already committed that money to a bank account. Like, oh, you know, at some point it's gonna sell and I'll make 50 bucks. And maybe it would, maybe it would. Maybe it would go all year, maybe Christmas would come around, whatever. But in the meantime, if you actually want to sell that item, and this goes for the rest of your store, and while your sell-through rate is so low, you're gonna have to put it at a realistic price and make $20 or $25 rather than 50 or 55. Now, if you bought that item at $20 thinking that you were gonna sell it for 70, no problem, and now you're gonna break even, well, that's a buying mistake, and that's a problem you have to fix on your own. You guys gotta get better at researching prices. I think that you guys are seeing something that has 30, 30, 30, 35, 35, 35, 30, 35, 35, 80, and all of a sudden one sells for 80 and you take that price of what's realistic and you're sliding it as far to that thing as you want. I think everyone's hopeful, everyone wants to make that kind of money, but you really gotta be realistic, which is why I did the video about your prices suck, so you could go back through them and really look at the solds, look at the sourcing guidance, look at your current competition, your actives. This item had been listed 3 months ago. It was a handbag, like I said, I think it was Michael Kors, I believe. And 3 months ago, you know, during Christmas, the item may have been worth 50 or 60. I don't think it was ever worth 70 or 80, but you know, maybe 50, 60, and now 3 months later it's dropped. So that's something to keep an eye on too. If you have an item not moving, you may have priced it right to begin with and it just didn't sell and now the price has gone down. Also seasonality, you know, if you priced a warm winter sweater in October, November, and it was worth 40 or 50 bucks, and now we're approaching, you know, April and May, you know, that thing may only be worth 25 bucks, and now you're way, way, way up on the scale of pricing and you need to come way down. So things to keep in mind with some of your old stock. If you don't get the profit you originally hoped out of it, it's better than getting no profit and holding it for, you know, another 12 months and it's not selling. So I think you guys gotta get out of the mentality of you have a $70 purse, because you never had a $70 purse. You always had a $35 purse. You just didn't know it and you didn't price it accordingly. So that's my little speech to you guys today is really be honest with yourself on your prices. I know you want to max it out, and I absolutely encourage you to get as much as you can, list it as high as you can, best offer it, whatever it is you have to do, free ship it, you know, aim high. But if it starts sitting, especially if it's a good item, if it's a good Michael Kors, a good Tory Burch, a good Eileen Fisher, whatever the item might be, if it's a good item and you feel your photos and your title are good, remember, 3 things sell an item. It's got to be a good item, it's got to have a good listing, which means good titles, good photos, good description, and it's got to have a good price. Good item, good listing, good price. If you have a good item, we know it's a quality brand, well, we've marked that off. And if you've done a good job describing it and putting a title in there, that just leaves one thing, that's price. And that's 9 times out of 10 the reason that things don't sell, and that sell-through rates drop, and then the store sell-through rate drops, and then all of a sudden you're only, you know, you've got 1,000 items, you're only selling 2 per day. So keep that in mind, guys. Be real with yourself, be honest, be realistic with pricing, and you will sell more stuff. I guarantee you, if you go through your store, you look at your store right now, and you really take a look at each item, item by item. Don't look at your $10 and $9 and $12 items. They're probably priced right, but I'm talking about your $20, $25 and up items. Look through all those. Look at the solds, look at the actives, look at the sourcing guidance, look at the recent completeds, look at all that stuff. You will find, you know, and also keep in mind size, color, style, design, all that makes a difference in price. So make sure you're looking at the correct solds, and if there aren't any, then you have to go with the closest thing you can find. But if you look through all that, I think you'll find that a lot of your prices are probably off. I've looked through 200 stores, and out of those, you know, 75% or more have a significant amount of items grossly to middle of the line overpriced. So just remember that, and hopefully that helps you guys out. If your pricing is good, then reconsider your titles, reconsider the items, and retake your photos. So thanks so much for watching. Just my little Saturday night speech for you guys. I'm gonna go work on the computer, get some stuff done. We're back in business, back to eBay. We're gonna get those sales back up because we took a crash. In the meantime, check out the description box, links to the eBay store, links to all my social media, the big Facebook group, 61,000 members if you want to join that, 100% free. We also have a paid VIP group, 15 a month, 150 for the year, everything, BOLO list included, one-on-one coaching. I will look over your store for you, all that good stuff. Everything in the description box. You guys check it out, and I'll see you next time.